Hey, Neeko the Geeko here. Today's episode is Ready Player 2. We're going to be discussing something very near and dear to my heart, gaming as a couple. As always in my videos, I'm going to keep things pretty basic and direct these suggestions to people who might be new to video games or trying to find the right game to play with their loved one for the first time. For more challenging games, for seasoned gaming pros, skip to the end of the video. Let's start with what matters the most, being together. There's a lot of flack out there saying that video games are inherently bad for you and that you should spend your time outside instead. While it's absolutely necessary to breathe fresh air and appreciate the beautiful parts of our world, what if the weather's bad or one of you is sick? Or what if you're just plain tired of losing to your partner all the time? When deciding which games to play together, it's important to keep one key word in mind: co-op. The term co-op is short for cooperative. A cooperative game means that instead of playing against each other, you're going to be playing with each other. So versus means against each other, and co-op means with each other on the same team. Playing in co-op is by far my favorite way to play video games. Unfortunately, people get turned off in gaming dates because there are, well, control issues. One of the biggest issues with newcomers to games is getting used to the controls. In the past, all you had to do was worry about up, down, left, right, and 2 buttons. Nowadays, controllers have so many buttons that you'd have to take 2 pictures just to see them all. When introducing someone to games, try and be sensitive of this control issue and pick games that require simple inputs. As always, what matters the most in gaming comes down to one thing: the games. Do you want to be a knight in shining armor, a magic-wielding wizard, a famous chef, or a superhero? Anything is possible with video games. First, have dinner and decide what the two of you like. Then try and find a game that can take you to those worlds. Here's a list of 7 games I think are great for couples. Number 7, Overcooked. Overcooked is a frantic game where the 2 or 4 of you will be playing as aspiring chefs in a crazy kitchen. The controls are simple enough since it's 2D and there are only 2 buttons you have to push. The challenge lies in communicating who will be chopping, cooking, heating, delivering food, and washing the dishes. Pro tip: wash the dishes in real life as well. Overcooked is available on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Number 6, Trine 1 and 2. Trine 1 and 2 are great puzzle games that are a bit slower than most. That's not to say that you won't still have your share of frantic moments, but the action revolves around each person doing specific jobs in order to move on. The game can be played with 2 people, but is best experienced with 3. Each of you will choose to be either a lazy wizard, pompous knight, or a sly thief. The wizard will make boxes and platforms, the knight fights and defends, and the thief is acrobatic and has a bow. This game requires careful communication and timing and is one of the best examples of teamwork on this list. Games 1 and 2 are very similar, but both are excellent. The controls are still simple in 2D, although several buttons are used. Trine 1 and 2 are available on PC, Mac, Linux, PS4, and Wii U. Number 5, Rayman Legends. Rayman Legends is one of the best run and jump games I've ever played. It's not as easy as a Mario game, but not as hard as a Donkey Kong game. The reason I recommend it on this list is because of the gorgeous hand-painted art style, slapstick humor, and creative designs. Also, there are unlimited lives, so it's okay if you keep dying. Up to 4 people can play this game. The controls are super simple and there's a wealth of character options to choose from. We played this with 4 people and had a blast every step, jump, and misstep of the way. Rayman Legends is available on PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Wii U, and Switch. Number 4, Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is an action co-op game where up to 4 people pilot a ship through space. The trick is communicating and coordinating who and when to operate the steering wheel, lasers, shields, and so on. The game can be a bit challenging at times, but the controls are very simple, and the real challenge is in working together efficiently. For example, one of you might be steering the ship, but then that means the other person has to work the lasers. But then maybe somebody comes up from behind and the person who is steering now has to go work the lasers that protect you from behind. And so on, and the dance continues until you make it safely to your destination. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is available on PC, Mac, Linux, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Number 3, Chariot. Are you recently married, fighting with the in-laws, or trying to tie your partner up so they can't get out of your sight? Then Chariot is the perfect game for you. In this cartoony platformer, you play as a recently married couple who are literally tied together to a chariot that holds the remains of the wife's father, the king of the land. You'll have to listen to his ghost's nagging disapproval of your marriage choices while exploring the royal catacombs in search of the perfect burial ground. The controls are very simple, although the platforming can get really tough. The fun is that this game requires you to think and work together. You might literally end up pulling each other in opposite directions. You're going to mess up a lot together, and that's part of the fun. Learning to laugh at missteps and also learning how to work them out. Chariot is a great game if you're patient and dedicated, and is available on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U. Number 2. Yoshi's Woolly World. Yoshi's Woolly World is the most adorable game ever made. I mean, just look at him. My wife and I played this game every day for a week straight, and it was so stinking cute that it was impossible to be in a bad mood while playing it. So if you want a guaranteed good time, get this game. The controls are simple and even kid-friendly, and you can temporarily eat your partner and carry them through tough areas if needed. It's a wonderful woolly world, but unfortunately it's only available in co-op on the Wii U. The 3DS version does not have co-op. Now, unfortunately, a lot of you probably don't have a Wii U. The good news is that there's a sequel to this game coming out in 2018 for the Nintendo Switch. While not as cute as the Yarn version, the sequel is based on paper crafts and is sure to be a great and adorable time as well. There's no official release date yet, so be on the lookout for when Yoshi returns in 2018. Drumroll, please. And now, for the game you've all been waiting for, the coveted number 1 spot that actually matters, the creme de la creme of all co-op games, the ultimate digital test of your relationship, the one and only Portal 2. Portal 2 is one of the best video games ever made and offers one of the best co-op experiences as well. While your partner may be turned off that the game is in 3D and looks like a shooter, rest assured that Portal 2 is unlike any game ever invented, and it's easy enough to access for beginners. Portal 2 is strictly based on puzzle solving. There's no real shooting at all. The idea is that the two of you are stuck in a room together and have to press buttons or make portals to get each other out. Each room is entirely different and there's no timer, so you're free to take things as slowly as needed. Even if using 2 joysticks is difficult for you, you'll almost always have plenty of time to talk through what you'll need to do beforehand. Likewise, this game was designed so that almost every room is impossible to complete by yourself. You need to work together and communicate. While this may sound frustrating to some, the game has a narrator who's full of fun and witty humor that keeps things lighthearted and comical. There's a lot of dry science-based jokes here and endless hours of fun and teamwork to be had. There's even a high five button for when you do a good job. Portal 2 is one of the first games I ever played with my non-gamer girlfriend, and we are now happily married. She didn't want to play Portal 2 at first, but years later she still asks me if we can play again. In the name of science and relationships, please get this game. Portal 1 is a great game as well, but only Portal 2 has co-op. Portal 2 is available on PC, Mac, Linux, PS3, and Xbox 360. There's a world of video games out there. You just need to have a date and talk about your options. If you're looking for more challenging games, I highly recommend the following: Guacamelee, Cuphead, Salt and Sanctuary, Donkey Kong Country Returns or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Gears of War 1 through 4, and Halo 1 through 4. What matters the most is that you're enjoying your quality time together. The trick is finding the right game that works for the two of you. Thanks for watching, and as always, be on the lookout for more Neeko the Geeko videos.